This is Free Speech News, and it is March 2nd, 2021, and we have Governor Cuomo at the top of the headlines past few days, and we have Governor Cuomo on Sunday coming out with a statement in response to the sexual assault or sexual harassment allegations made against him. And he has some unusual reasons for what some of the things made against him are. And as reported in this Fox report, he first goes on to say, "I never intended to offend anyone or cause any harm." Okay, I think there might be a little bit of a tell in that, but moving on, he goes on to say, this is important. Oh, I'm sorry. He goes on to say, and this is important for down the line. He says, "At work, sometimes I think I am being playful and make jokes that I think are funny. I do, on occasion, tease people in what I think is a good-natured way." Now, I'm curious what he meant by tease exactly. Tease them about what? Because remember, the context of this is responding to sexual harassment claims. Does he mean teasing in a flirty sexual way and he didn't know he was offending someone? I don't know. I think it's quite telling. He goes on to say, "You have seen me do it at press briefings hundreds of times. I have teased people about their personal lives, their relationships, and getting married or not getting married. I mean no offense and only attempt to add some levity and banter to what is a very serious business." Now, I don't know what the hell he's talking about or where he's getting at when he's talking about I joke about getting married or not getting married. Seems like an unusual statement. Who teases about that at all? And what exactly was said, we don't know. He goes on to say later that, quote, "I acknowledge some of the things I have said have been misinterpreted as unwanted flirtation. To the extent anyone felt that way, I am truly sorry about that." And to me, this whole apology just shows Governor Cuomo's true self. One, he admits that he is very flirty, so we know that to be true. Now that he was hitting on women commonly, because in the previous paragraph he says he teased people a lot. But to me, this apology seems to me like he is saying, "I'm sorry that you took me flirting the wrong way or misinterpreted it," and deflecting the blame back on them. What do you know? And that he is sorry for what he said or actions he might have done, but he's only sorry that you, the accuser, took him the wrong way. And again, that just seems like he's shoveling the blame along. And we have, Cuomo, who can do no wrong. We know how he is by the nursing home issue, and I find this apology really telling. And if you read between the lines, it says it all. And Governor Cuomo, per this Fox report, says that Cuomo denied that he touched anybody or propositioned anybody, which the claims contradict that. He says, "I never intended to make anyone feel uncomfortable, but these are allegations that New Yorkers deserve answers to. That's why I've asked for an outside independent review that looks at these allegations." And I'm not sure, but isn't this a little bit of a conflict of interest? Or just in common sense, this doesn't make any sense at all. He is having his own office, himself, ask for an outside independent review that will look into these allegations. Are you kidding me? I doubt that it's going to be very impartial. And the next thing I want to talk about, which makes this guy even more sick, and you can read it here, but basically he says that one of the accusers, Miss Bennett, came to him and opened up about being a sexual assault survivor, and he tried being supportive and helpful. Now, why does he even say that? Why does he even mention that? Is it true? Is it not true? But again, he seems like he's deflecting and placing blame on others. Oh, well, she came to me. I didn't come to her. This and that. It just seems like a bunch of excuses and an attack on the accuser. And some news to continue on this. We have the White House press secretary on CNN saying that Joe Biden wanted an independent investigation into Governor Cuomo over allegations made by the two former aides. But, of course, for optics, they simply say that they support an investigation but do nothing else to have one. Could you imagine if this was the Trump administration, and one of the Trump governors in question? The mainstream media would have a field day with this, and they would be talking about this for weeks or until the governor resigned. It would be front page news every other day, but you don't hear about this on CNN or any of, I say, the Biden's news networks. And the sickening hypocrisy at its best that never tends to talk about the bad things the Biden administration has already done and is going to continue to do. And last night, we have the New York Attorney General saying she's investigating the claims of sexual harassment against Governor Cuomo. And as pointed out here, Democratic leaders were upset about this, but the nursing home scandal doesn't seem to bother them at all. But the Attorney General announced she had received the letter to start the investigation. This letter is reported to be from the office of Beth Garvey, special counsel and senior advisor to Governor Cuomo on Monday. And it asks James to select an independent law firm to conduct an inquiry into allegations. Now, do I think anything will come of it? No, not at all. Just because the evidence isn't there yet, and I find it hard to believe that this will be a fair investigation when you have Governor Cuomo requesting this, and a quote independent law firm I don't think will be that independent. And breaking late last night, right after this news came out, we have a third accuser accusing Governor Cuomo of an unwanted kiss. And the amazing thing about this is there's actually a photo of the encounter, supposed photo, I should say. And the look on this girl's face of disgust and her being absolutely terrified is quite revealing. So right after this investigation is announced, we have another accuser coming out, and yet a fourth accuser is saying that Governor Cuomo harassed her at a Christmas party. So we're starting to see the dominoes fall. And Governor Cuomo, I think it's time to resign. It's time to give up your seat. It's time to go. This guy, with the nursing home scandal, and now we see how sick he is against women. He must resign. He must go. And he is not the saint everybody thought he was.